Hi guys, so this is my analysis update on gold. What am I expecting on gold? If you watched my previous analysis on gold, I get different instances of gold. I said I'm expecting gold to continue to push to the downside until otherwise happen. I said I think we were around this year right here, so I said there's a possibility for it to come up a little bit to this trend line before we get to my next target, which was my negative 61.8% fib level 1923 around that area. And I also said that we might actually come up a little bit more to the next trend line, which was this trend line, before we drop to the downside. That was a possibility, I said. And I said before I buy on gold, I would like to see a break of trend line, come back to retest that trend line, then I'll probably take it to 1938 before we now know what next. So as we can see that we did not push to the upside, we went to the downside. We pushed up a little bit to the trend line right here, and we continue to zoom to the downside, and we can see that we hit our next target, right, which was we can see the next target from here to here was about 52 pips. So we can see that's a good pip down. So let's see, we got to that target, right, and we surpassed our, so I'm gonna delete this one and reanalyze based on this current price action, right. We can see that we have surpassed my my target. So I'm going to redraw this trend line right here. You can see how we draw that. Then we can also see that there is another block around where we currently at, right. There's another block around that area. So I'm going to just put a box right there, so just for us to see what we are looking at. So just because we are there, right, I see a possibility of it pushing up a little bit before we don't know our next move, right. So like I said, right, we are currently forming around this other block zone right here, 50% around that area. And we can see, right, that we have this engulfing candle already. So that shows me we might push up a little bit before we don't know our next move, right. And if you go to the 3-hour time frame, let me go to the 3-hour time frame right now. We have an imbalance right there that needs to be filled. So we can see around here there is an imbalance here that needs to be filled. So I see a possibility of it at least getting there before we don't know our next move. So I'll go back to a smaller time frame just for us to see what we are looking at, right. So right here I can draw a fib. You can see we can draw a fib around that area, point A to point B, just to show us what we are looking for. I can extend that. Okay, so this is what we are currently working on. We can go to a smaller time frame, so we can see an impulse, a correction, an impulse. I'm expecting something like this to push to the upside a little bit. We can see we are currently rejecting off of my 78.6% fib level, which I really like around that area. So that, see, if I go to a smaller time frame too, we can see that it's just giving us perfect perfect way of thinking of us, seeing that we are pushing to, you can see, giving us the structure, coming retest, coming back to retest, and going back up to that zone. So based on that, right, and we can see that my negative 7% fib level, it's really close to my 3 hours imbalance. So I can say that you push up to at least around that area, and if you've been watching my analysis, you know that my target is always my negative 27% fib level. So that has been drawn. So I think we're just going to push to at least that side from here. So that's my quick thought on gold, guys. Hope you find it helpful and insightful. If you do, don't forget to subscribe. And let me just say, like, when we get there, we will realize our next move, right? So if you're going to continue to push to the upside, right, I will want it to at least break this trend line right here, right? And don't forget there's a trend line here as well. I want something of a break like this, then I'll possibly ride it to 1933 if you're pushing to the upside. But as of right now, we can say we might continue to push to the downside, right? So let me just see if we are gonna continue to push to the downside. Let me just see what I'm looking for on that. So if you're gonna continue to push on the downside, my target will probably be around 1911. That will be my TP for bearish month. But I don't want to analyze too further to the market, so I just want to take it one step at a time. So I'm just gonna wait and see how that plays out when we get to our target here. I just want to see then if it plays out and we still see more momentum of a sell around that area, then there's a possibility that we'll continue to put it to the downside. And like I said, my TP will be around 1911, but I want it to play out for us to see our next move right here. And if you're going for a buy, like I said, I want it to break structures before we go for a buy. So that is my thought on gold, guys. If you like, don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, and like, and I'll see my next analysis. Thank you for watching, guys.